How's everyone doing today? Are we having a good time? Joel time. We could see through your shirt, my dude. Cool. That was the idea. Joel. Yeah, I don't have the better like emotes on, so you could say Joel if you want. Ain't no spinning fish coming up though. It's just Joel. Okay. Deck name, fish. We must improvise. Spinning fish. Joel? Question mark? Let's see here. I think WCS is what we put if we want cards that are playable. Umi. Joel? Joel. Exactly. Okay, so clearly we've got to play 3 of these, right? Neo Daedalus is like the best card in the deck. No. But if I tribute a Leviair Dragon, I could send an Umi to the graveyard. And both players' hands. Send all cards in both players' hands and on the field except this card. Broken. 10 out of 10 joke. All I gotta do is summon this first. Goatee of the Year. If Umi is on the field, you can activate this effect. Your water monsters can attack directly this turn. During your opponent's battle phase, target one monster your opponent controls destroyed. If this card is destroyed, you can either add to your hand or search one water warrior monster. I think I want to play one of these. You gotta play one so you can attack directly. Ah, Illumination Knight. Do you see the Umi there, chat? This is technically an Umi Knight. Get it? Got it? While Umi is on the field, this card is unaffected by other monsters' effects. I don't think I want to. I think no. 3 Kairushin? Yes. Can I play 4? No, it won't let me play 4. What is this adorable little thing? It's like a little mouse with a cape and a firework tail. Cannot be used as material for an extra deck summon. Is it an extra deck fusion, synchro, Ixie, or link? I don't know why at this point they don't just say extra deck summon. If this card is normal or special summoned, play 6 counters on it. Once per turn during your end phase, give control of this card to your opponent. Once per turn, roll if control of this face-up card with counters changes, roll a 6-sided die. Move as many counters from this card as possible up to the result. And if all this card's counters are removed, destroy this card, and if you do, take 2,000 damage. That's, I'm sure, one way to make 2,000 damage. The Legendary Fisherman. Horrible art. Sorry, Kazuki. Just I don't like this one. It's weird looking. Ambergris Bergeroth. Is this legal in Master Duel? I don't think it is it? While Umi is not on the field, this card gains... Also, it cannot attack directly. While Umi is on the field, you can target one non-water monster, destroy it. Weird. We don't play it. Yeah, I imagine you wouldn't. Heavy Metal Foes, Electrumity. See, it's an Umi card, chat. Electrumity. That's what this is. Electrumite. Umi Notoris. Does piercing damage. It just does, piercing. As long as Umi's on the field, this card is unaffected by spells. Isn't Umi a spell? Owl Lumi Raj. This card can attack twice while Umi's on the field. Why does this card have feet? It's an undersea thing, right? Like, it swims with these big things on its back. I get the arms, maybe, but why does it need feet? You can send one Umi and up to 2 cards your opponent controls to the graveyard. That might be a spicy tech for later. Let's see. If Umi is on the field, quick effect, you can target 1 water monster you control, except for Doom Kraken, and 1 monster your opponent controls. Special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, return that monster you control to the hand, and if you do, destroy that opponent's monster. Opponent's monster declares an attack, return to this hand, and negate the attack. I feel like this is a one-of, right? With maybe more. And this is a 3-of. Send an Umi from hand or deck, or face-up field to the graveyard. Special summon a water from your hand. Opponent activates a monster effect or spell card. While Umi's on the field, you can negate it. Doesn't negate traps, just monsters and spells. Umi na. While Umi is on the field, this card is unaffected by spells. What the fuck? There's another Umia. While Umi is on the field, this card is unaffected by any kind of spell cards. This is just a sex toy. Konami, why didn't you censor this? Mushroom Man? Found in Umi de regions. As long as this card remains face up on the field, it's treated as Umi. The field is treated as Umi. If there's an active field spell, this card is not applied. Oh, okay. Another one. Target 1 water monster in your graveyard. Apply one of these effects. Also, you're locked into water. If the target has a level, this card's level and also its name become the same as that monster's. If Umi is on the field, special summon that monster is in defense position. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 Umi in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Do we play like one of those? That seems like maybe a one-of to recover some stuff. Gotta play 3 Umi, of course. 3 Sea Stealth Attack. 3 Fish Sonar. This card is always treated as Umi. Ah, I see. When this card is activated, place 1 water monster from your deck on top of your deck. You can target 1 water monster you control, increase its level by 1 or 2. During your main phase, if you special summon a Synchro, you can banish a card from the hand. I didn't realize all of these were always treated as Umi. All water monsters gain 200, reduce the levels by 1. You only need 1 Sea Stealth. I'll go to 2 then. Same with Sea Stealth Attack. Doodle-doo-doo-doo. One of these, I guess. Send Umi, send all spell trap cards on the field to the graveyard. That's a side deck card. Send 1 face-up Umi you control to the graveyard. Special summon 2 monsters with different names from your hand or deck that mentioned Umi or water normal monsters in defense position. Then, if your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon any number of level 6 or lower water normal monsters from your hand or deck. Till the end of the deck's turn after, you cannot special summon except for water. Yeah, we need one water normal monster to get with that. I feel like this isn't enough of a deck, chat. Giga. Giga Gigo. Has slightly more. Add a legendary ocean. Terraforming. Metaverse. Just add in hand traps. Let's see. So we need called by. Oh yeah, how could I forget the master duel attacks? Oh yeah, ice barrier. Foolish burial goods. Monster Reborn. The good one. You can play Pot of Duality. I'm not so sure about that. But let's, Pot of Duality. I don't think I really want Metaverse or Terraforming. Sure, let's be risky for the moment. There we go. What do we even have anything we could summon? Or should we just be like, oops. Rare fish. Stealth Kraken. Sure. Oh, fish, let's go! Okay, let's try this. Oh, I must authorize. Single, Master Duel, okay. Okay, how do I do this again? It's been a little bit. Literal floodgate. 22. Big fish. Welp. There goes Umi. You can add to hand one Umi or... Oh. Yeah, I'll do that. It just says while Umi is on the field, right? Yeah, so it doesn't have to be... This counts as Umi. Battle phase. I attack. Main 2. Do what you want, take what you like, but you'll never succeed. Okay. Send a card to the graveyard. Yeah, we send that. Add one water monster from my deck to my hand. Yes. End phase. Cards drawn? Yes. Activate Sea Stealth. I don't know why it didn't let me activate the Oh, it's banished. That's fine. Warrior of Atlantis is a very old card. Indeed. Wait, what? While Umi, each player can only control one face-up non-water monster. Oh, I thought this counted as Umi. Okay, I'm very dumb. I thought this counted as Umi while it was face-up on the field. I am a buffoon. I have buffooned myself. Yeah, only Sea Stealth. I should have just activated this. I've learned a thing. We're learning, chat. How come... I don't know why all the cool graphics aren't working. Tree and toucan or water. Huh. Weird. I thought they were all winged birds. Drawing cards. Oh. I meant to normal summon. Alright, well, that does it. A sad state of affairs. Okay, so why are the graphics not doing the right one? Huh. Okay, there we go. Although this isn't the one I thought it was. That's still a pretty good one. Is it Skystream Island? There we go. That's the one I want. Okay. Everything is solved. And I learned how to play the deck. Okay, let's try this again. Was there anyone else? It doesn't look like anyone else on the Discord wanted to play. So if anyone in Twitch chat would like to play, there's the room code. Anyone is free to come in. Frost Hollow. Okay, going first. Activate. That's not the text. Okay. Okay, so we could do this. Send that from the deck to the graveyard. Max C. We can negate that with the jellyfish. Because we could just negate a monster effect while this is on the field. That song was, "Does your chewing gum lose its flavor on the bedpost overnight?" Ooh, the jellyfish is great. Yep, there's really old novelty songs. Smoke that cigarette. Smoke, smoke, smoking if you smoke yourself to death. Have to have another cigarette. There we go. Negate. Gain attack. Blue eyes electric jellyfish. Do 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 do. Hello, Soulrack FGO. How's it going? Okay. Battle phase.
The other night I had a date with the cutest little girl in the 48 states, a hybrid uptown fancy little date.
Sure, we'll activate this. I want to deal more damage.
Like they ought to be, so hand in hand we strolled down Lover's Lane. She was oh so far from a chunk of ice, and our smooching party was going real nice. So help me, Hannah, I think I'd have been there yet. But I give her a kiss and a little squeeze, and she said, excuse me, please, but I just gotta have another cigarette.
Oh, I could have had game, couldn't I have? I'm just realizing. Oh wait, no, I wouldn't have been able to activate that. But I do have this. Because it's not enough that this is like a one-sided rivalry of Warlord. It also searches like every card in the deck. So we could just activate Sea Stealth 2. Which I gotta say, not exactly stealthy here. Your opponent cannot target water monsters. At the start of the battle phase, you could special summon from your hand or grave. Oh, okay. Alright. Yeah, Kairoshin just searches every turn. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega. Jellyfish just keeps getting more. It just keeps getting bigger. Banish one water monster? Yeah, sure. So unfair! My back row cannot be destroyed. Have you tried to add the legendary fisherman? No, this is only like the third duel I've had. Here's the room code if anyone wants to go. I got floodgated out of Plague. I don't really know what I expected. Yeah. Honestly, the one thing I'm most interested in is how exactly does the mirror match shake out? How does the mirror match shake out, and what do you do against Marincess, which is all water? Do you just lose against Marincess? I feel like you just lose against Marincess. Yeah, the Umi mirror sucks. Well, that's unfortunate. I still normal summon this. Come at me, bro. I'm ripped. You just side a completely different deck. the news. Whoever screws up first. You just use those hand traps. Yeah, I may have to customize the hand traps. Yeah, let's do that. Kairushin. Maybe I should put in Fury of Kairushin and Torrential Tribute. Do you think that would work? Are you even playing Tikaboo with this? I am not. Should I? I guess if I already am playing, whatchamacallit, like Floodgates, playing more Floodgates isn't worse. Ugh. I was doing fine, and then as soon as I got on, it's like all the tiredness of the last week has hit me. I need energy, chat. Union Carrier, yo, what up? Give me a second. I'm gonna go get a special treat. Behold, chat, the key to any streamer's success. Caffeine and also sugar. Da 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 da. Yep, these are the peanut butter M&Ms. Pretty good. Got any fans of peanut butter M&Ms in the chat? Any people like to put some peanut butter on their M&Ms? From time to time? Time after time. Yes. I will activate this. And they're like, that, you know that doesn't affect it. I'm like, yeah, I know. You think I don't know, honey? Peanut butter Whoppers, gross. I'm not quite dead. I'm close, but no cigar. Hi, not dead. Ame! You and your puns? You may have puns, but do you have Coca-Cola Starlight? It has the taste of space. Okay, so then we activate Ice Barrier in the graveyard, banish it, send Gamma Seal, add 1 water from my deck to my graveyard to hand. Yeah, I think I'll take the Gamma Seal. Problem? It tastes like Starlight Rain. Maxie, help me! I have to do this first. Okay. Turtle power. Yeah, we're just stopping that. Let's see. Okay, so first thing, oh, not like that. First thing we do is activate this. We get a legendary ocean. When the ocean is legendary, then we Monster Reborn to bring back the electric jellyfish. Hello there. Then you can send one Umi to special summon one water monster. Why can I not activate this effect? I would like to activate this effect, please. Oh, it's from your hand. Well, I'm dumb. For some reason, I thought it was deck. That's fine. Man, if only it was from deck. Maxi also cost you 500. That would be neat. Don't negate Cyber Emergency. The taste of space. I'll stop the normal summon. About this, at the start of the battle phase, one hand or graveyard. This doesn't mention Umi, so I can't summon it. It mentions a legendary ocean. Which is funny, because a legendary ocean is always treated as Umi. Be done on Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega? Yeah, that's the idea. How does space taste? A little like vanilla. A little like cherry. Someone says it tastes like graham crackers. Some people says it tastes like cinnamon. I think it's kind of like cherry vanilla. Maybe with like a hint of coconut. Like just a hint. Where can I get a can? You can't. It was limited edition. They don't make them anymore. I got a case and I have been slowly saving it as a treat to have when I want. But once it's gone, I'm pretty sure it's gone forever. I wonder how much they are on Amazon right now. Is everything okay, Tud? It's still your turn. Let's look. Coca-Cola Starlight. Oh, there doesn't appear to be any on Amazon. Coca Cola Starlight. My internet went out, sorry. Ah, okay. Well, let's see. Coca-Cola Starlight. Let's check on eBay. Everywhere's out of stock. Now there's nothing left to do but prove to you the strength of this tiger. Prove to you this man. Let's see. So on eBay, they're selling one can of this for $10. You could still get it. Free shipping. $10, one little can. Fucking capitalism. Ooh, you can get a 10-pack, though, for $17, which is not much more than what I paid for it. Fuck, I might do that later. 10-pack for slightly less than $20. Not half bad. Someone else is selling a 10-pack for $42. I just hope eventually they bring this back or make it a legit flavor. Yeah, anyway. The internet kicked out. Oh, the store still has... Well, there you go. If the store still has them, you should buy them because you could sell them on eBay for like $10 a pop. To curious people who are just now finding out about this. A Fanta flavor called Mysterious. It was garbage. There's the code, by the way. Also, in addition to Coca-Cola Starlight, I also have one can left of the mysterious Coca-Cola Dream World, which is newer, but also probably more expensive, because it's awful. I don't think anyone likes this one. It tastes kind of like a tangerine. It's like a tangerine or a, I don't know what else it would be. It's like a really fruity, lemony kind of flavor. I bought one 10-pack of that, and I convinced my friend to take most of it home. It's awful, yeah. I don't like it. But because it's awful, right, I don't think people have hoarded it, so it might be more expensive. eBay. I'm downloading Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega right now. No, you can get a 10-pack of that for like $6. Can you still get that on Amazon? Coca-Cola Dream World. Yeah, they still have that on Amazon. If you want to try it. I wouldn't recommend it. It's got like 3 stars. The packaging made it look like it was going to be cotton candy, but it was not. It's like this flavor reminds me of stupid things we did as kids. Like putting Starburst in a cup of Coke and seeing what it tasted like after it dissolves. It's a bit fruity and lean citrus. It's that bad. Some people like it. Flip-flops on their answers too much. Someone ban this man. Here's the code again, by the way, if anyone else wants to join in. It's got lean in it? Possibly. Oh wait, I've got messages. Oh, it's just Tud saying his internet went out. Yeah, it's like that old saying or whatever. I think it's attributed to Einstein. I'm not sure, but he's like, yeah, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb trees, of course it's gonna fail. In response to like how we test everyone in the same things instead of trying to tailor school to what people's strengths are. My favorite Einstein quote. God does not play dice! But yeah, Darsh, if you want to go again, it doesn't look like anyone else is jumping in at the moment. Or Tud can try a rematch if they want. If their internet works. Ah, I see. I'm wondering if maybe the ice barrier is not something we should play at 3. I need to install Omega first. How are you playing the first duel? I'm just gonna say no to that. Well, never mind. I guess that's a fun discussion topic. What are some of your favorite quotes? Quotes or sayings or words of wisdom. I'm quite fond of everything will turn out fine in the end. And if things aren't fine, that just means it's not the end yet. And on the opposite side, I like, you know, we're all going to die eventually. I, for one, intend to deserve it. Two sides of the same coin. I could be your angel or your devil. This hand of mine glows with an awesome power. That's not really, like, philosophical. It's just kind of fun to say. Boo birds. Boob? Question mark? I've got the power of God and anime on my side. Yeah! Do media quotes count? Yeah, of course. If you smell what the Rock is cooking. Skate or die! We live in a bird society. Alright, I like drawing cards. Go ahead, ash me. It'll be funny. You fool. You absolute buffoon. You called by Ash the previous turn. Okay. So we use that. We send this. We add it to the hand. We activate Sea Stealth 2. Release the Dragon Hawks. Release the lava. Start the battle phase. Activate Sea Stealth 2. That allows us to special summon this, which will make you send that away. Activate a card or effect. Oh, it's destroyed at the end. Oh, that's fine. Wop, 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 wop. Oh, and the last card in hand is Robina. Yeah, unfortunately, I think I lose this one.
I need the Dragon Hawks.
I was really hoping that, well, even if I was an attack, it wouldn't matter. And snow!
I will have no choice. I will have to release the lava.
I have no choice. I will have to release the lava. What can I say? The Dragon Hawks. Dragon Hawks. Release the lava. Release the lava. Dragon Hawks.
Release the lava.
I'm a sucker for dubstep that quotes like old obscure movies that no one's heard about. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Yo, what up?
Dragon Hawks.
Not what I wanted to do. Haha! Take 1700!
The Dragon Hawks.
Dang old guy, they got all these birds! Why are they water type? Why do the water types have birds? Who taught these fish to swim? Oh, nice. Okay. Let's do it. Unfortunate. Let's see here. Let's... What do we get? One water warrior. I guess it's just this one, right? Normal summon. Get rid of that. Gain attack. Activate, send that. Special summon Big Fish. Oh, but I have to get rid of the M pen. Ooh. That's fine. Activate Sea Stealth 2. 'Cause I can. Nice. Floodgate. Shame it got floodgated. Special summon up to 2 with different names that are mentioned Umi. I don't think that would really help me. Okay. We're teaching the fish to ladder climb! Although this is a sea serpent. Boom, ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-dum, bum. Yeah, the cost of this makes it not really worth it. Yeah, let's just try it and see what we can do. Because we can get this and this. And then we can... yeah. Blow this up. The Fortress Whale! Of course, now I don't control Umi. So, I'm in a little bit of a trouble. That's not what I wanted. Turn this card, negate the attack. Okay. What deck am I playing? Umi. Umi, the movie, the game, the deck, the motion picture experience. Should have played the monster that counts as Umi. Yeah, that would have done it, wouldn't it have? I guess that's the point of the monster. Do I really play that? Finally, a song that fits my hat. This is Marching Down the Street with your Top Hat and Cane music. If there's a field spell. Oh yeah, it doesn't apply. Sit back, have a seat. Sometimes salty, sometimes sweet. Hard to trouble, but fun to eat. You ain't never leaving Bourbon Street. Come on. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Tribute, normal summon. Oh, they've got Eaglin. Yeah, that does it. I was hoping, like, maybe they won't have the right stuff to go into another big thing. And then I can search the field spell. Ba-dum-bump. Ripperoni. Okay. Fish. So, I don't really want to draw this. I like sending it. It gives me the ability to get stuff, but, not really feeling it all that well. Let's look at the Umi stuff again. Headbutt Conchalet. Oh, this is a Rush Duel card. Then if you have Umi or Big Umi face up on the field. One second. See, this is why Rush Duels is the better format. They have cards like Big Umi. Even better than Umi. Is there a little Umi? That's what regular Umi is now. Okay, I've got to... Okay, as long as this card remains on the field is treated as Umi. If there is not an active field card, this effect is not applied. Okay, so this doesn't help me against the flu that we just talked about. This doesn't do anything. You can target one water monster. Okay, this isn't a quick effect, so that wouldn't help me. Cause I need to see you one more time. Be there in my mind. And every night I'm gonna bring you back to life. Alright, yeah, there's nothing really. Is that censored in the TCG? I don't think so. Peekaboo murders. Yeah, I know. I just don't want to rely on an unsearchable floodgate to win half my matches. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's something better I could be playing in general. Duality. Hey, Black Kings 1989! Thank you for the 2 gifted subs! If you didn't get one, you gotta type evaded in the chat. You have dodged. Thank you very much, good sir. If you did get the sub, or if you're subbed in general, go ahead and show it off. Hit them with some dabs in the chat. The forbidden dab. Ice Jade Tremora. Tinola? Oh, it's like a lady. I thought the Ice Jades were just like crystals. I never looked at them too closely. You could send one card from your hand to the graveyard, target one water monster in your graveyard, send this card from the field to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon that monster. If a water monster you control is destroyed by battle and this card is in your graveyard, banish this, special summon an Ice Jade from your hand. I don't see why that would be specifically good. It's not a quick effect. It has to be on the field. It has a pretty high cost. Oh. Not Tinola, Tremola. Well, excuse me, they look very similar. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, special summon a water monster from your hand. Face-up water monster is destroyed while this card is in your graveyard. Banish this card, special summon an Ice Jade from your hand or graveyard. I still don't see it. The Ice Jades are pretty bad. Acti. Oregon. There's not that many Ice Jade cards. I thought this archetype was bigger. Big. Did I miss the viewer duels? No, we're still doing viewer duels. Oh, but if I do that, I don't have the searchable Gamma Seal. That's the problem. You know what we're gonna do, chat? Okay, so now that I kind of get an understanding of how the deck works a little bit, let's try this, shall we? Window capture. It's the John Entwistle Band. Go to YouTube. Let's look up Umi deck Master Duel. Let's try playing 2 Sea Stealth 2. Because it is another copy of Umi. And we'll get rid of this. Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity. Feather Duster. Sure. Okay. If any patrons would like to duel, they can send me a message. I'll send them the link privately. Otherwise, we're just going to let whoever happens to have Omega and wants to test. If you ever wanted to duel, now is your chance. Frost Hollow. Yeah, I'm trying to think because it's like, Because the thing about this deck is we're playing a lot of, like, one-ofs because we can search them. But I'm curious how often we'll actually end up doing that. Perhaps this is a situation where everyone kind of had the first good idea that they're like, oh, we'll just play one of all of these. But that might not be the optimal way to play it. It might be better to just focus on, like, if I can get this lock, and if I can protect it, then we win. And everything else should maybe be some way to ensure that that lock goes through. Solemn Judgments, maybe. Evenly Matched. Forbidden Droplet. And just focus on Jellyfish, Kairushin, the field spell. My Body is a Shield, maybe? Yeah, possibly. I was almost thinking Starlight Road. The thing about Starlight Road and My Body is a Shield is they don't stop evenly, and they don't stop, thinking about tomorrow. They don't stop, Cosmic Cyclone, which is not something you see a lot, but evenly matched you do. Yeah, everyone's maxed out on Jellyfish, Kairushin, and Umi. The question is, what else can we get? Starlight Road, a field spell? No? I don't think so. Unless I'm mistaking it for something else, Starlight Road is a trap that says if 2 or more of your spell traps would be destroyed, you can negate that and then special summon a Stardust Dragon from your extra deck. Starlight Junction is the field spell. Yeah, Sea Stealth does what Starlight Road does. Good point. So the only thing we need to worry about is stuff that doesn't destroy. Stuff like Evenly Matched. Which is why I'm like, maybe Solemn Judgment might be good in this deck, because if we can set up the thing and just keep it protected, if we just protect the castle, we're good. feel like evenly matched is barely played in this format. Yeah, that's why I said, like, we're really going to have to kind of, like, test it out on the ladder and see what we run into. But I think we might be able to go one step beyond all the other Kairushin decks and do something that's kind of, like, anti-meta. Well, they don't have Herald. That's neat. Why did you send Max C to the graveyard? Okay, called by... Oh yeah, I picked this. While you control machine ritual monster. Okay, so I can do 2 birds with 1 stone. There we go. Turtle power. The problem is we don't have access to Umi, right? Oh wait, this gets me Umi. I always forget that. This dude can just search whatever. Umi, sure. That was very kind, and your community rocks. Glad to hear. I always, like, leave right after I'm done streaming, so it's good to know that they're not a bunch of jerks. Yeah. Target 1 water monster you control and 1 monster your opponent controls. Special summon this, and if you do, send that. Yeah, we probably want to do this. We'll send this and destroy that. Kragan. You know what they say, you either get busy living or you get Kragan. I'm a jerk? Do-do-do, ba-do-do-do, ba-do-do-do, ba-do-do-do. What's wrong with everyone? There's a panic in their eyes. Others getting close are aliens in disguise. They smell conspiracy on the lips of dearest friends. Reminds me of a time long ago. They think it's the end of what we all created. Used to love, but now we hate it. Life is as simple as a martini. The truth is a waste of time. Men weren't conditioned to understand lies are the right way as we watch the blind leading the blind. Search C stealth, shotgun of the opponent's standby phase, and use the effect to activate Umi from your graveyard. Good point. I did not think about that. I have learned a thing. We had no Umi. We did. This sends an Umi to summon something from your hand. The face of guilty thoughts turns around and looks just like you don't want to be another victim, but you'll watch them suffer. It's why Jellyfish sends Umi, yeah. Who plays Relinquished Anima? Hello, Ame. Has your stream not started yet? Isn't it about that time? Don't you have fish shenanigans to get up to? Not yet, but soon. I can creep for another hour. Normal summon. Normal summon. I'm a normal salmon. Are we listening to a playlist? Yeah, we're just listening to a playlist. Haha, I negate you. Gain attack? Yes. Okay. Then I can activate this, return this to the hand, destroy that. Go to battle phase, trigger Sea Stealth 2, bring this back, wipe the field, and then go to main phase 2, I guess. Oh, and I can keep myself from being destroyed with Kairushin! That's so smart! Why did I think about that? Kairushin is the greatest card in the world! Activate Anumi, yes. I now understand more why Kairushin. It's not even that Torrential is great. Yeah, and this reminds me of Death Note. When Kira talks about the chains creeping in. It's like, I feel as though a noose is tightening around my neck. It's like you're looking at this and it's like, okay, I just gotta attack over that. Except for Sea Stealth attack is in the way. So I just gotta get rid of the Sea Stealth. But they can banish this to get rid of it. So I just gotta get rid of this. But they can activate that to negate. So I can just do this and... Everything is frustrating. Yeah. And then I can negate the attack by sending the Doom Kraken back. Banish that. But I can activate this. This should activate at the start of... Why can't I... Is it not the start of the damage step? No, it's targeted. Okay. And it's mandatory. Gotcha. I'm sitting here like, when is it going to activate? This adds new meaning to the word floodgate. Big. Oh yeah, sure, why not? Man, Doomkraken's really good. Holy shit. And I can just... Ooh. Ooh, that's so mean! Nothing cements it quite like, yeah, and by the way, I have a one-sided torrential. Okay, Kairushin is fucking amazing. This deck is real because of best of one, yeah. It can't even protect Umi. No, but it can protect the monsters, and that's more important oftentimes. Yeah, so 3 of that, 2 of that. I'm wondering if maybe I should play 2 Doomkraken. Or a second Sea Stealth 2. Because the thing is, you want to search these with Kairushin, but if you already have them, then you don't have to search them. You could spend your search on other things. So maybe get rid of that, and then Doomkraken. Let's try that. Is this what we're playing for next month's ladder climb? Yes. Do I have someone who wants to duel? Okay. Nope. There's the code if you want to come in. The room is open. The turn skip combo. I appreciate it. This feels stupid good, like flu, yeah. Mirror Jade just says I win. Does it? We read it and it's like, special summon a water monster from your hand. Is there another Mirror Jade? Radio, live transmission. kind of hard counters? Possibly. Your biggest weakness in this deck is going second. Yeah. The thing is, right, if you can, through Disruption, stick a Kairushin and a field spell, then it works effectively as a board wipe against most decks. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. What do we play to go against the Marincess? Do we main deck, like, 3 Kaijus and, like, Interrupted Kaiju Slumber? Do we main deck, like, Lightning Storm so we can play through stuff? Blow up the Ocean Temple? Isn't it like an auto L with this deck? I don't know. This is my first time playing against them. It's true that the Kairushin doesn't stop it like it does other decks. But I'm not sure if that means we auto lose. Because we still have Monster Negates. We still have the Torrential. There might be extra deck things we can do. All face up, become water. During the main phase, you can destroy 1 water monster your opponent controls, inflict damage equal to half the attack. If this Xyz summon card is destroyed, you can summon Stealth Kraken spawns. So maybe that's the way we get rid of this? Okay. Once per turn, you can target 1 water monster you control, 1 card your opponent controls. Turn them to the hand. During your opponent's turn, when a spell trap is activated, quick effect, special summon 1 Marincess. Okay. The only thing to spirit self and chasing horizons with the flame and the flood. Set 4 pass. We'll try it now. Oh, do they actually make this with Crystal Heart? I thought the modern versions didn't even do that. Yeah, and they haven't even normal summoned. Yeah, I think they got this. Yeah, going second against the water deck. I'm curious though, do you always make the spell trap negate? I thought they usually went for Bubble Reef to get hand traps and stuff. Yeah, that's, and I'm wondering too, is like, do we try to get the list to, do we make the list specifically to counter the Marincess matchup? If you're only, yeah. It's just a matter of if Marincess are popular enough, and if we can build against them without making us weak against all the other matchups. Argonaut is just better than Bubble Reef. The thing about Bubble Reef is that it's effectively a Salamangrate, or a, sorry, Decode Talker Heat Soul, right? Like it just draws during your turn and draws again during your opponent's turn. And that's enough to get a whole deck based around it. Am I not ready? I hit ready. All I want is to cure this land sickness in me. All I need is running water to set me free. Yeah, you just gotta hit ready when you're ready, Megain. All I want, land sickness in me. Oh, it went. I didn't even notice. Activate. Let me search. What do I even pick from this? I guess this one. Then we normal summon the jellyfish. We activate the jelly. Send that. Special summon the Kairushin. Activate the Kairushin. Get the Sea Stealth. Set a couple cards. Does he play the level 6 Ice Barrier Floodgate? I do not. I didn't know there was a level 6 Ice Barrier Floodgate. How's it going, Mr. Duel Man? Oh, Ice Bear. For some reason, I thought he said Ice Jade. Plants? Plants? Ants in the plants. Ants in the plants. Yeah, I guess we do this. Special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, return that monster to the hand, and if you do that... okay, we activate this. We banish that. What a painful decision you've made! Another angel trumpeter. I thought this had a creature in it. It looks like it's just a flower? Looks like these plants are gonna get waterlogged. Jerry Beans, man! Was the switch to Omega worth it? I don't know yet. I haven't really used it in videos. I guess we torrential that. Yeah, right now I'm just trying to get used to it, because my plan is eventually, when I do Chaos Draft Season 4, it'll be on this. I don't know, it's so weird, because the guy who made Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega, like, talked to me and was asking, like, what I thought about it. And it's really hard, like, it's... There's something about this that makes it harder to pay attention to. My eyes, like, don't like it. But I don't know how to articulate that, which is a weird problem for me, because I'm usually very good at articulation. Summon. It's a graphic design thing. Yeah. But I took graphic design courses. I know about graphic design. I should be able to explain this very well. The UI is not appealing. Yeah, but why isn't it appealing? What about it doesn't work? I just realized this does literally nothing, but I did it. Yeah, like, that's what a lot of people say. They're like, it's too good. But it's not, like, super flashy or anything. It's like when you compare this to, when you compare this to Master Duel, it's hard to be like, what does Master Duel do that this doesn't? Not what I wanted to do. I thought I was in main phase 2. Alright. Is it too bright? Do the cards need, like, outlines around them? What is this, like, normal monster beatdown? Oh, whale! lines or drop shadows. Yeah, maybe. That might be it. If the cards had like a thicker black outline around them. The effect activations are overwhelming and the cards move too fast between zones. Like, I have the game speed slowed down quite a bit. Doesn't have the tactile feel. Yeah, but like, that's the thing too. Also, is you compare it to Edo Pro, and Edo Pro doesn't have like a whole lot of they don't have a whole lot of animations at all, and for some reason the attack feels better on that. Like, this attack does the same thing. It goes back, it goes forward, but for some reason it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel impactful. So it's normally even faster? Yeah. By default, it's, well, that's one of the things they say in the instruction manual. They're like, some speed-related things aren't handled by the animation speed. I haven't had to decrease the game speed at all, yeah. But there's certain things like oh yeah, it says right here. Affects the speed of the game's animation. Some elements aren't affected by this option. Yeah, so like the fact that the phases still are just like, standby, draw, main. Like, that doesn't matter how slow you make it, it just does that automatically. And they've got so many customizable options here. That was the thing I realized with talking to the guy. I was like, at first I was like, it seems a little bit fast. He's like, you could turn it down. I'm like, there's no like attack animation. He's like, you could turn those on and off. There's so many things you can do to make this, to customize it. And I get the feeling that, you know, he's been taking criticism to heart from all these different people. And part of it might just be the fact that, like, no one else knows how to articulate it either. So he's, like, doing what people tell him to do. It just doesn't end up working right. I don't know. Oh wait, Bob Ross. Need to import this deck list. Oh. Well, are you ready? We can put you in. Here's the code. If you're ready now. Clients are terrible, yeah. Was this made by one guy? No, there's like a team, but there's one guy in charge of it, I believe. They've got a whole bunch of different backgrounds. Right here, 1 second. What's the, Feel my God in the cold breeze. Lonely, 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 lonely like you. Let's try this one. Yeah, people don't know what they want or how to... They know what they want, but it's hard for them to articulate it. There's a famous thing by the one guy whose name I can't remember at the moment. Let's try this one first. But he was like, you know, if you ask people what kind of coffee they want, for example, most of them will tell you they want a rich, dark roast. Because that's what sounds like a good coffee. Those are qualities that coffee has. Um, 1 second, I'm thinking real quick. Yeah. That's what people will say they want, but if you actually give them like a taste test of a bunch of coffees, what they really want is something that's full of like cream and sugar. They want it light and sweet. And usually they want a flavor other than coffee flavor. They don't want a rich, dark roast. It's in fact the exact opposite of what they want. I gotta have it in my hand. Why do I keep forgetting about this? But I can do this. Yeah, I should have just grabbed the one guy. So we send this. We activate. We send that. Then we add it back to hand. Then we can activate this. Send this from deck to graveyard. Summon this. Activate. With only a little cream and sugar. I'm all in, yeah. But that's especially, I worked at a Dunkin' Donuts, which is, might as well have been called Dunkin's Coffee. I think that's actually what they call it now. This is probably the better. Yeah. But yeah, I can tell you from experience, most people don't want to taste the taste of coffee. The most popular is extra cream, extra sugar. Sometimes they want extra cream and sugar. Most people like a latte or a frappuccino or something like that, where it's this much coffee and this much milk, you know? And they're like, and add a bunch of chocolate in there too. Add the mocha flavor. Extra calm. Would you like some coffee with your cream? Yeah. That's essentially, if you've never had a latte, or if you don't know what a latte is, it's yeah, that's fine. It's espresso, which is like the most intense coffee you've ever had. It's like a shot. Like, literally a tiny, tiny amount of espresso in a cup with, like, a whole lot of milk and sweetener and stuff. Yeah, it's 80% milk and a shot of coffee. Or espresso, which is... And to be fair, if you've ever had pure espresso, it tastes like drinking, like, liquid mercury. Or liquid copper. It's nothing but, like, metallic and strong. And then after, if you've had a pure shot of espresso afterwards, you're, like... uncomfortably energetic. Or at least you would be if you're not the kind of person who guzzles like energy drinks all the time. If you're used to that, it probably wouldn't affect you all that much. It's an experience. Yeah, we used to, every once in a while, if I had to work like the overnight shift, I would have a shot of espresso at the beginning and you would just go the rest of the night. But I'll never forget, there was, the place that I worked, the Dunkin', was not that far from, like, it wasn't like a hospital, it was like a training center for, like, doctors. It was like a student hospital, like, it was right next to a college. So there was a lot of doctors and nurses and stuff who would come and go throughout the day. Let's do this. And there was this one girl who was, yeah, I'll negate that. There was this one girl who I assume was training to be a doctor, and she would come in at like 4 in the afternoon, like right after school let out, but before college started, or before the after thing. And she would she was in a rush, you know? She was always, rushing hither and thither. Oh, nice. That makes another target for Foolish. But yeah, she would rush in, you know, go into the Dunkin', and she would order a shot of espresso and a munchkin. And a munchkin is a donut hole, like a tiny piece of fried, no, not fried, because we didn't fry our donuts, but just a tiny piece of sugary cake, essentially, with glaze on it. She would get that and a shot of espresso. Yeah. And what she would do is basically, you'd give her the shot of espresso, like a tiny little cup, and she'd get the donut hole. She'd put that in the cup, and then she would just drink the donut hole with the espresso. Just like, I need pure caffeine and pure sugar just mixed together. And it's like, she didn't have time for milk. She didn't have time to wait for a drink. Just run in, I need an espresso and a thing, and then she would just like power walk out and throw the can away as she went. Yeah, you're good. I don't know what's happening. Stuff. But yeah, she just struck me. I just remember, like, you know, you would see her, like, walking on her way in from across the street, and we'd be like, just get it ready, she doesn't have time. And oftentimes she would just come in and, like, it was, I believe, $1.75, and she would just drop $2 on the table and walk out. She did not have time for change, and I'm like, if I'm ever that busy, I don't want to live anymore, you know? I would rather not be that fucking busy with my life. Holy fuck. 25-cent tip? Yeah. So this is just everything, right? There we go. I'm sorry, Bob Ross. What I miss? We playing fish? Yeah. Hope she's doing well. We can only hope so. What she needed is heroin. No, heroin is a downer. If she was going to have an illicit substance, it would be cocaine. That's the one that makes you uncomfortably energetic. We can do a rematch if you want, Bob. See if you could try going first. I'm trying to remember if it was her or another med student, too, who would... I'll just never forget one time, like, she came in and she was, like, kind of smiling. And I was like, hey, how's your day going? Or I was like, hey, how are you doing today? And she's like, oh, awful, absolutely dreadful, but thank you for asking. I need donuts. Like, fair enough, you know? Some people are just honest like that. The only way to not get floodgated is not to play. You worked at Dunkin' Donuts? Yeah. Just give me my donuts. Hey, Mr. Joe, can I get a smoke? I worked with a guy at a Steak and Shake who took up smoking just because we got smoke breaks. If you smoked, you got to have smoke breaks, and if you didn't, you did not. What client is this? Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega. Is this version easier to watch, this skin, the very simple one, chat, or is it too bright for you? You can get custom skins? Not necessarily custom, but they have multiple skins. This is the Forbidden Memories one. They have, where's it at? Is it cyber? Cybernetic? Let's try cyber. Yeah, there you go. If you want your Cyberpunk 2027 skin, there you go. Omega Evolution. If you faked smoking, could you still get those breaks? I don't know how you would fake smoking. People could probably tell. We in Blade Runner now. Yeah, this one might be a little bit better. It's kind of dark, so all the cards, like, stick out against it. And say this is the Tron skin. So here's the thing about that. They have a Tron skin. You want to see the Tron skin? This is the Tron skin. Which, this one kind of hurts my eyes. There's too many straight lines, and they intersect at weird angles with the lines that are already there. But you're like inside a computer. Where was that at? They have cybernetic. Which is basically the Cyber Dragon. You have them like building one over here. You've got like the little pieces, the Cyber Dragon core and stuff. Yeah, this one's still a little bit too bright for my tastes. I guess we could just spend a moment and go through all of them. Boot sector launch. Oh yeah, for whatever reason, this one only works from top down, because I think I downloaded the wrong version of it. Why can't I send torn scales right now? I don't know. Yeah, this is supposed to be Burning Abyss. I like the design, but it's way too bright. It's way too bright and it's way too busy. I cannot decipher stuff going on here. There's a lot going on here. This is what they call cozy. It's supposed to replicate the feeling of being at home on a nice rainy day and playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In your kitchen with friends. I wish the table wasn't like glass. I think it would be better if it was just a plain white, like, or a plain wooden, like a wood grain table. I have no problem with stuff going on in the background, but I feel like the main has to be much more consistent, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is already kind of difficult. We already saw Cybernetic. What's Cyber Station? Well, Cyber Station's not bad. It's green, you know. Again, I don't like the stuff underneath the field. I feel like that's a little weird. Let's normal summon. The MVP of Duelist of the Roses. Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega looks better. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega. Or you mean it looks better than Master Duel? Debatable. Yeah, so I'll have to remember that one. Cyberstation, pretty nice. Data Storm. Yeah, this is my brain cannot. Into the brains! See, it isn't as bad when there's a field spell. But having that stuff run underneath you is just like, ay, ay, ay. Ay, mi cabeza. Dogmatica. Dogmatica's pretty cool. It's a bit bright, yeah. Battle phase. Is there a Madolche? I'm not sure. We'll find out in a moment. Okay, we're just going down the line. That was the Dogmatica. Then they've got the Doom. Which is actually based off something from 5Ds, I believe. I guess we just activate this. Yeah, it's got the big bird. Again, I don't like the stuff beneath, and there you're like flying over a city. Kinda works. There we go. This is Drytron. A bit bright. Also, I don't think it's sized properly. My eyes! My eyes! Nope, that ain't it. That ain't it. That definitely ain't it. Yeah, this one's just not sized for any of the presets. Go from Drytron to Duelist Kingdom. Yeah, unfortunately, this doesn't make for very fun and interactive duels. We'll look at the rest of these. Test hand. Oops. Yeah, that's the Duelist Kingdom. You got the Blue Eyes White Dragon up here. Is this Yu-Gi Pro? No, this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega. The final duel. This is supposed to represent Yugi's final duel against Atem. You've got like the Millennium items over here. It's fairly nice, fairly restrained. Once you activate a field spell, late arrival stuff, yeah. This one's not bad. This one and the, what was it? The Cyber Station, both pretty good. Forbidden Memories we already saw. Haunted. Yeah, Haunted is like a spooky graveyard. Ooh, very scary. Heroes. Forbidden Memories? Could you show it again? I missed it. Sure, we'll do it after the hero one. Hero is another one that, like, would be really cool if not for the fact that the background, instead of being a nice, simple building, is like the skyscrapers. And all these little squares kind of mess with your eyes with these other squares. At least that's how it is with me. Let's see here. The Forbidden Memories. The Forbidden Memories is like one of the most basic ones. Black background. You've got this sort of marble table. It's a bit bright, but the checkerboard pattern makes it easier to tell what is what. If it was the street, yeah, that would have made it work. It pops though. Chessboard, essentially. Ice Dragon. Get the good old Gungnir. I guess Trishula's probably up there. Yeah, it's nice. I don't know, all these X's look a little bit over-designed. There's too many of them. With the field spell, it looks a little bit better. Kaiba. It's an ice design. Ha ha ha! Someone banned this person. Very stark. Ooh, I like the zones on this one. It's a pity the field spell completely covers them up. Some of these I feel like, maybe there's a setting for the field spell to not... Yeah, you could disable. Yeah, it still might be a little bright, but it looks alright. I wonder what that thing, it was playmat only. Weird. Oh, I like these little, the pendulum zones are just being pointed to with little arrows. Magma. Pretty sure I hit apply. Yeah. Yeah, the colors on this one and the fuzziness and ugh. This one does not hit my eyes correctly. Let's see. Magma. Mystic Mine. Of course they had to make a Mystic Mine one. It's not that bad. See the little guy back there casting stuff? Get it out of here! I don't want to see it anymore! Made in Unity, yep. Everything made in Unity. This is an interesting one. Okami! They're like, Yu-Gi-Oh? No, we're just gonna pick a different video game. Nice, stark background lines. Yeah, it's like it looks nice on its own, but once you start putting cards on it, something about it just doesn't, like, fit. It's like it clashes with the card art or something. What chaos is currently going on? We're just looking at different deck skin or background skins. Orchist. Oh. Yeah, the more I think about it, someone said like a drop shadow, and I really think that might be it. Because a lot of the ones that mess with me are like these ones, where it has this feeling of like setting your cards on glass or like an invisible force field that's floating above something. The fact that you could see underneath it and there's like perspective cues, it just feels really weird. It doesn't feel like you're playing cards on a surface. What game is this? Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega. I still think the background's a little bit busy. Performapals. You want to talk about busy? You want a busy field spell, everyone? It's a party! Da 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 da. Performapals. It's the circus! That spiked my anxiety, oh god. We live here now. Most based. It looks like Odd Eyes vomited all over the board. This is the best one yet. Yet strangely, this one doesn't like, even though it's busy, it doesn't feel as weird as some of the other ones. Yeah, that's the MBT one. The Sanctum. Too dark. Too dark, I'd say. Too dark and too simplistic. And also the lines don't match up with the lines on the thing. What deck are you using, Umi? Shadal's. The Shadal field is pretty good. Actually, I think this might be my favorite one so far. It's simple, everything's laid out properly, you can see where the things are, and there's just enough going on in the background that you could see all the stuff. Like, it works without being too busy. It's like a table. We're playing on a table, and it looks like it for, like, the first time. Other than the Forbidden Memories one looks like a table, too. Is this a casino table? I don't know. It's, like, wrapped up with all the Shadal, like, wires and shit. There's the Shadals. Let's see. Sky Island was the one we started on, which I guess for people just coming in here. This is probably my second favorite, but the more I play it, the more it's like this background having multiple shapes on it kind of messes with me. But it's got, it feels the most like the default Master Duel one. Will do, Fang Spectre. It do be a Sky Island. Spring! Spring is similar, but it's like late autumn. The movement of the grass keeps drawing my eyes over. I'm not a fall guy. Supreme King. The Supreme King's castle, I guess from GX. A bit too dark. A bit, like, floating over stuff. How's the testing? We're taking a break from testing to look at the different fields to try to find one. This is alright. Yeah, it's nothing special. Temple Sprite. Or, sorry, Temple Spirit? Temple Spirits. Yeah, this has got the same thing where, like, I like a lot of this stuff back here, but you can't put, like, a grid pattern underneath the grid. It fucks with my eyes. Especially without the drop shadow. Because then it's like we're floating above a grid, and my eyes just kind of go crosswise trying to look at it. Elden Ring type. Tomb Station. Yeah, there's a lot of tombs in here. It's just like any other tomb. I do like that the spaces look almost like there's a window behind us. Is that a snake? I think. Oh yeah, there's a little snake. Snaking about, having a little snake times. Tri-brigades. This one, like the Shadal one, feels like we're playing on a table. I don't like the table as much. Even though I like black and gold, this just doesn't, it feels kind of gaudy. It also doesn't feel like Tri-brigades at all. Yeah. This one is like the shit version of the Shadals. Shadal Gold Edition. Oh, we already saw Tron. Winter Saga. Yeah, this one's making my eyes really kind of... It's that same feeling of like, there's no outline around the card, there's no drop shadow, and we're not playing on the ground, we're floating like several feet off of it. It's monochrome, yeah. The Skyrim one. Only two more. World Legacy. Pretty good, but a little too dark, I feel. We're on a surface. That's cool. Get out of here, Key Mace. And the last one, Yu-Gi-Oh! Mango. What was that? Yugi Mango. I don't get it. This looks like Cthulhu. Oh, manga, maybe? There are no mangoes here. There are no faces. There are no faces. We've got the Patreon hangout coming up. I think we're going to watch some spooky videos. Local 58. Have y'all ever seen that video? There are no faces. It's very it's like the most like PG but terrifying at the same place. At the same time. How do I like it? It's pretty good. I think we're gonna go with the Shadalls. Local 69? Oh, it's local 58. Okay. Cabbage Fire, still looking for people to duel? Yes, if you're still here. You messaged me like 15 minutes ago, and we've just been doing this. Okay, let's go online. Create. Room code. There you go, Cabbage. If you want to come on in. Duel time! Can you change how the cards look in the field? Somewhat. You get a choice between... You can have the card layout look like anime, standard, or rush duels. I feel like I mostly identify stuff by the picture, and I can't read the text anyway, so I like the anime where it makes the pictures bigger. But you can make everything look like a rush duel if you want. It looks like an air hockey table. Yeah, kinda. I like simple. Oh, they don't look... Oh, yeah, they look regular up there. I think I could change that, too. Yeah, there you go. And you get the text up there. Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega. And then you could zoom in. Hey, kid! Thank you for the gifted sub! I appreciate it. Makes it easier to tell the levels with the rush duels. Evaded. But yeah, I don't really need the text on the things. So, card layout, anime. So down here on the hand and on the field, you can see them where it's clear. In the window, they're the rush duel cards, so you could just read level 5 and not have to try to count. Okay, we'll start with this. No matter what I do, no matter what I say. As a mobile viewer, I find it more difficult. Football! Alright, let's search out Torrential Tribute. Summon all you want, sportsman. We'll activate this. Do I not have any more that I was playing? Oh, there it is. Freedom Planet 2! Okay, we can activate this. We get a legendary ocean. I knew you when our common goal was waiting for the world to end. Now that the truth is just a rule that you can bend, you crack the whip, shape shift and trick the past again. Send you my love on a wire, lift you up anytime. Anyone who falls away from you, you. Dab on him, Joe. Whatcha! Hit him with the dab. Got balls of steel, got an automobile for the minimum wage. Got real estate, I'm buying it all up in outer space. Now that the truth is just a rule that you can bend, you crack the whip, shape, shift, and trick the past again. Send you my love on a wire, lift you up anytime. Anyone who falls away like a mechanical bullet, number one. You'll take a ride from anyone. Everyone wants to ride and fall away from you. You. Fish. The fish has been established. Yeah, like that whole thing that lets you summon two from the deck, it seems really neat, but I'm not sure if we'd ever use it. Beautiful singing. Well, thank you. I do karaoke once a month. I would consider coming out to it. Do I have another Kaiushin in the graveyard? I do not. Yeah, we just... Oh wait, I can do this. I keep forgetting that this summons stuff other than that. It's a whale! It's a whale of a time, chat! Big. Big. It's time to come out. I'm coming out, as you'll never get the party started. Alright. Do a rematch if you want. No one else is in line. Sea Stealth also summons from the hand. It does. But it summons in defense, and then it's destroyed at the end of the battle phase. Fish for November? Yeah. We're teaching the fish how to ladder climb! I'm hearing voices, animal noises, the creme de la creme, the feminine abyss, and I'm reaching my threshold, staring at the truth till I'm blind. Let's see, if you'd like to try again, here's the link again. Oh, it's the same one. My threshold. Branded? Yeah, I'll take on Branded. That's probably a good test. More Marincess, maybe. I'll let you go first again. Because I assume that's what you want to do. I wonder, is this Adventure UA or just regular UA? Well, I'm reaching my threshold, my threshold. My threshold. For a second, I saw the chicken game and I thought it was Mystic Mine. Because there's like 2 field spells in this game that I hate, and I just assumed both of them were the same one. Dang. The Extra Zero Festival. I wish I had thought about that. Ba-ba-ba. I'll take you for a ride in my garbage truck. Oh no. Cause you're my queen. I know you wanna ride on my garbage truck. Truck, truck, truck. Oh my, my, my. I'll never forget when I was young. It was me and a group of my friends were walking, and we just decided to like sit on the sidewalk and have a serious discussion about our future and where we all thought we were going. And everyone had like these different ambitions, and it was like 5 of us, so it was like the other 4 would take turns going from person to person and being like, I can see you doing this, and we all kind of agreed that like, yeah, you know, this guy was probably going to have a future in sports because he was the more athletic. And oh, this guy was really good at math. Maybe he could be an architect or whatever. And then when they got to me, everyone was just like, I don't know. I honestly can't imagine. And one guy was like, I could imagine you being a garbage man. Like, I literally can't imagine you succeeding in anything bigger than that. For whatever reason, that stuck with me. Garbage Man Joe. 'Cause of you I fell, you pushed me down. So blunt. That's what the whole thing was about. Like telling people very bluntly what we thought about them. real danger. Give me a rope. Pardon me. Hi, social butterfly. Hi. We'll go for this one. Uh, 50 more. Okay, we try this one. Battle phase. The best garbage man, yeah. Big a garbage man energy. If I could play Yu-Gi-Oh all day, get paid for it. It is certainly a nice job, do not get me wrong. But it also comes with a certain sense of danger. There's less stability to playing Yu-Gi-Oh than there is to having, like, a regular day job. To be fair, those day jobs aren't as stable as everyone seems to think they are. There's a famous, or I guess not famous, a not famous story, but there's a story of Jim Carrey, who you probably know as like an actor. He does actor things. And people asked him, like, you know, about the difficulties of being an... Or I think he gave a speech, and he's like, my dad really wanted to be an actor. But everyone told him it was dangerous and it was risky, and he wanted something stable because he was raising a family, and he wanted to make sure his family would be there. So instead, he became an accountant, because he figured there'd never... You know, you'd always need an accountant. There would never be a reason why there wouldn't be one. So he gave up his dreams and became an accountant. He's like, and then when I was 9, that nice, safe job that he thought was a sure thing, like the entire company got shut down. The entire town kind of went under. And suddenly we found ourselves living out of our car. And that always stuck with me, because it's like, you can follow your, like, you can get screwed over and end up living homeless whether you follow your dreams or not. So if there's gonna be the risk either way, at least you could feel satisfied that you tried, as opposed to selling out and still failing. There's no such thing as a sure thing, yeah. Especially in the US. The moral of the story is, you can't trust the system, man! Okay. Hey, dual logs from the dual logs. Oh, there's one in the graveyard. Yes. Oh, I can activate Sea Stealth 2. That's unique. Let's just activate Sea Stealth 1, though. And then we're actually going to send, Kairushin. Normal summon. Choose wisely. What does the psychic spider from the moon know about human financial systems? Kairushin is so good. It's pretty nice. It's pretty alright. Battle phase. Activate Sea Stealth 2. Summon a big boat. Toot toot. It summons in defense. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I was worried for a second that I wouldn't get to attack you with this. Oh yeah, and that's mandatory. So I had it anyway. I just do more damage this way. Oh yeah. I also can do this. I'm like, how do I keep this on the field? I sent the Kairushin. I probably shouldn't have. I should have just gotten the jellyfish. Because I could just do that. Danger Zone plus Sea Stealth 2 because plus normal monster plus free pop every battle phase. Another one. It's a mandatory effect. I can't even let you take the damage if you wanted to. Building decks that aren't even rogue. I'm pretty sure this is a rogue deck. Had to play the Ash. Ripperoni. Ripperdoodle. Alright, we'll get a couple more in here. If anyone else wants to duel. It's the best deck in the game. It feels really flimsy. Especially, like, the mirror match is a nightmare. It's not guaranteed against Fluunderees because they have water monsters. And it's, like, does almost nothing against Marincess. Terror Time? Is it Terror Time? I don't think it's Terror Time again. I'm looking at what's playing and no, it's like July talk. I can barely hear it. Cool matte background. Yeah, I like this one. Would duologs ever lie to me? Constantly. I can't trust a thing that duolog says. I mean, he's a spider. Spiders are known to be untrustworthy. Haven't you ever heard of Anansi? I like the strings holding it up. Yeah, it's a Shadal mat. It's got the Shadal windows doing all her stuff. True, I do lie a lot. See? He even admits it. In his own dojo. Somehow I drew all the hand traps. Somehow I drew all the search cards. Let's send this. Let's activate the ice barrier. Hello, Matt Yoshiru. Wait, what? Oh, it has to be level 5 or higher. Fuck. This sucks. Oh, it sucks. It's doing stuff. Oh wait, no, I can do this, I believe. Yeah, because I can normal summon this. I can send an Umi to the deck. If you tell a lot of very obvious lies, you can never tell when someone is hiding something. True facts. It's like if you want to seem smart in any conversation, the trick is to always say that, like, obvious shit. If you're always just repeating, like, obvious shit that people can't argue with, then they're like, wow, this guy's smart, he's always right. When I say the obvious in conversations, I am always right and therefore look intelligent. Exposing society. Yeah, at least that's how it used to work. The problem is now, like, even stuff that should be obvious is like, can be argued about. I don't know what exactly that phenomenon is, but it's like the, it's the false equivalency, right? Like, they... DD Crow. You're still in my stealth! You rapscallion. Tricky. 5G satellites. It's a kit. It's a cat. What do you think about that? Yeah. So you say, like, the world is round, and, or basically what happens, right, is that, like, everyone agrees the world is round. It's clear, it's obvious, and then you get one guy who very, adamantly claims that the world is flat. And because it's so interesting, and because news sites and algorithms are based on the idea of, you know, exciting, interesting things gotta be shown. If someone's being extreme or crazy or weird, you gotta put them on there. So they have, like, a debate, and they have the guy who is the flat earther debating against the round earth person. And even though a lot of people know that the earth is round, and they're not persuaded by the flat earth guy's ideas at all, some of them are, is the problem. He gets some people to question, and it gets everyone else to think this false dichotomy that, like, flat earth might be a valid idea, because they're arguing about it. It's not settled, there's a debate, there's some logic and reasons behind it. And it's like, no, that guy's just lying. He's just a liar with his pants on fire, and I guess I can't use this if there's not Umi on the field. There isn't. And that's an obvious one, right? Like, I feel like there's not a lot of flat earthers around here who would agree that, like, no, we need to listen to the flat earth people. But then it gets to something like climate change. And you can go back as far as, like, the 1970s, and, like, 90% of scientists are like, yeah, we're pretty sure this is happening, we're pretty sure this is what it's going to lead to, and this is why it is. But 10% of scientists get a lot of attention. And because they're on TV getting debated, people think that, you know, climate science isn't real. Or that they're not exactly sure. Or that we need more time. Let's just do this. Ha. The sea turtle! Yeah, and I mean, then you also get into that oil and gas companies basically pay scientists, the 10% of scientists who don't believe in climate change, people who make their money off of, like, companies that make their money by polluting will pay those scientists to, like, go on talk shows or do rounds or to give speeches at, like, symposiums, or they'll hold, like, a press conference and do this stuff. So they kind of foster this false dichotomy, because as long as they can present it and get people saying that it's fake, as long as there's debate, there's no action. If people are talking about whether or not it's real, then they're not acting on it. We had time, now we're dead. I don't think we're necessarily, like, all dead. I think there's still chance to mitigate stuff, to a certain extent. And all this goes back to, like, why it's so difficult sometimes to say, like, the obvious stuff. Because people have fallen into these rabbit holes where they're like, no, every possible option is a valid option.
Don't ask a question. Don't see my trouble.
Like, yeah, both sides are a little bit wrong. It's like, no, you don't understand.
You love me like a doctor.
We can survive. It's not going to be fun. No.
You're a paper girl with paper eyes. You're a paper crowd.
We can't fix... I mean, we still can. We can still fix climate change. But basically, as time goes on, the stuff we need to do to fix climate change becomes more and more difficult. At this point, in order to fix climate change, we would have to do some pretty drastic stuff. Which is why there are people, like, literally setting themselves on fire to try to get governments to pay attention to it. Or throwing soup at famous paintings. People are like, I can't, why would these people throw soup at paintings? And it's like, because it works? Like, because people are talking about climate change and paying attention to it? It doesn't cost very much money? Common sense is no longer common and knowledge is no longer common. Yeah. To some extent. And that's why I get, I assume most people here know that I have a political channel. And the thing is, a lot of those political videos, it's hard getting feedback for them, because my audience is people who don't pay attention to politics. And they're not going to, like, read a script about it. I can barely get them to watch, like, a video about it. But I'll send it to, like, people who do know stuff about politics, and they're like, this is really basic information. This is, like, first grade stuff. And I'm like, I think you underestimate how little, like, a lot of public schools will talk about any of this stuff. Love the political stuff. Well, thank you. I quite enjoy it. My common sense is tingling. And it's like, I get people who are like, this is cringe, you don't need to say this, you're stating the obvious, or you're being overly, what's the word? You're, like, talking down to people. And I'm like, I just think that we shouldn't assume people know things. Because, clearly a lot of them do not. Rather than focus on, like, making these big academic videos that use a lot of fancy $5 words and only appeal to people who have read some political theory, you've got to be like the Vsauce of politics. You've got to go in there and break it down so that, like, everyone can understand it. New York City will be underwater. New York City! I don't actually know. Condescending, yeah. Well, that's the thing, too. I had heard that, like, as far as the United States with climate change, Like, yeah, some areas will be underwater, but not as many, not like a huge amount, not an insurmountable amount. Water will be more difficult to get, but we'll still be able to get it. Food will be more expensive. We're not, like, in a huge danger, because we have infrastructure, and we have stuff. The real big problem is in a lot of these, what people would call, like, the third world nations, or even, like, you know, just a lot of places in South America. They aren't as prepared for climate change. They don't have nearly as much stuff. And so, when climate change hits, it's going to suck for us, but it will be world-ending for them. And the thing is, the world's not like a vacuum, or countries aren't a vacuum, right? Like, we get a lot of our aluminum and steel and plastics and stuff from South America. We get a lot of our beef from South America. And if those countries collapse or have huge problems, then all of that stuff is going to raise in price, and all of that's going to raise political tensions here. And at the same time that that's happening, you're going to get a lot of people fleeing those countries and going to the places where it's still safe. So if you think, like, refugees are bad now, or immigration is bad now, climate change is going to make it, like, 1,000,000 times worse. And really, when it comes to that kind of problem, there's two ways you can deal with it, right? You can either put up a wall and say, no, this is our place, you can't have it, and we will keep you out at whatever means necessary. And in order to have a society like that, you pretty much have to be kind of cold and heartless. You've got to be isolationist. And it helps if you're, like, racist or bigoted against people from South America, because it makes it easier to ignore the fact that they're starving on the other side of the wall. And the other option is to let them in and come up with a system where we all work together to share all the resources that we have. And basically what it comes down to is what a lot of people have said. You're looking at socialism or barbarism. Or, I guess, socialism or fascism. There's going to be, probably in the next 20 years or so, maybe even less than that at this point, a big push by those two camps. The people who say, you know, America's for Americans, fuck everyone else, build the wall, keep them all out, anyone who tries to help them is the enemy. And even if we survive, that's still not going to be good for the people who are still here. That's still going to cause a lot of, like, international tensions. It's going to be very bad in the long run. America is the ultimate loser, yeah. That's basic, like with any sort of thing, right? Like, when you think about in any kind of, like, extreme situation, right? Like a flood or a natural disaster. If you're the kind of person who hoards a bunch of resources and keeps everyone out, you will do better in the short term. Like, yeah, you're safe, you've survived. But once everything blows over, your neighbors are not going to be happy with you. People are going to be pissed off. And you may find yourself with people unwilling to work with you, unwilling to trust you, unwilling to do anything. And in the long term, you've pretty much cut yourself out from that society, because you've proved that you only care about yourself. In that way, being greedy and selfish is very bad in the long term, because everyone else sees that and they don't want to cooperate with you. The middle class is collapsing as well, yeah. So that's basically what, at this point, a lot of it is just educating people on, like, here's the two options. And the one option, the socialist option, can work. It does work in many places. There's certainly some places where they've implemented it poorly in the past, or they implemented it and it didn't work out for one reason or another. And, but we can learn from our mistakes. We can make things better and improve things. And that's a much better option than the alternative. So it's all about educating people so that once we do hit a disaster and things get a little tense and people are kind of running on fear, they know which direction to go in. At least that's the way I view it. It's possible that I'm completely wrong about this, but I spend a lot of time, like, looking up different angles and different predictions about how things will work out. And I don't think that that's, like, too unexpected based on past things and what people have just been saying for, like, 80 years at this point. Are you upset with how Cap G went about things? I wouldn't say upset. I think I've made most of my stuff clear on there. I'm more frustrated at the lack of climate talk. Yeah. Understandable. Things can get stressful from time to time. But, you know, that's the thing about anything stressful, right? If you don't talk about it, then it just builds up. It just gets more stressful. You're never going to accomplish anything by ignoring the problem. Ignoring the problem just makes it more scary and more frustrating. It's important, I think, to talk about this stuff from time to time and bring it up and be like, here's the real challenges we're facing. Because it lets you know, the biggest fear is the fear of the unknown. But now we kind of know a little bit about it. And I've at least offered, like, here's one possible solution. Here's what we've got to do. Now that you know the direction we need to go and how to get there, now we have steps forward, and the future becomes less scary. It's an Armageddon level problem, yeah. But at least for me, I won't say it's exciting, because it's never exciting to have to deal with that. But for most of my life, I've lived in this there's a famous meme, right? Born too late to explore the world, born too early to explore the universe. A lot of people in my generation have felt this disappointment with the fact that they were born into a seemingly comfortable life where there's no more mysteries left to go, there's no more battles left to fight. And now there's a battle to fight. There's stuff to be done. Very serious, very important stuff. And as stressful as that can be, it's also invigorating. Because life has, like, purpose now. There are things to accomplish that will be significant in human history. And if we step up and meet those challenges, then we could be, like, the greatest generation. If we do it. Blaster QB. Yeah, I'm not sure why you don't need to all caps and stuff. Again, the whole point is to, just talk about things casually. When you let your emotions get too far into it, when you start, like, over-exaggerating, and, you seem unreliable. You seem like someone who is not trustworthy. You gotta stay grounded in it. Yeah, we have battles. It'll be hard work, but at least we have a battle to fight. Well, that sounds weird, because ideally we want to make a society where we don't have these big battles to fight. Got a lot of emotional issues. Understandable. A lot of people do. I'm very, I like to, there's a lot of people who have my kind of personality where I'm just, like, very chill almost all the time. It's hard to get me super angry. Like, I'll get temporarily salty if I lose at Yu-Gi-Oh!, but it's pretty easy for me to maintain my cool in the face of talking about things that make me upset. I can keep everything going. But that's not because I, like, trained to do that. It's not because I'm, like, better than you. I just have a different, what's the word? Temperament. I was literally born with a different temperament. It's some inborn part of me. Yeah, it's not a mindset, it's not a worldview, I don't think. I'm not sure if you can think your way into understanding things in the same way that I do. I just don't get angry as easily in that way. I'm just built different. But because of that, I understand, like, when people do get angry and they start ranting, it's like, I understand, you know, that's how you react to things. That's why it's my job as the person who maintains the level calm to step in and be like, step aside for a moment, you aren't helping. It's a character persona, possibly. If you can't get upset about the world ending, you can't get upset about everything, yeah. I think you can change them. It's just a matter of trying different tactics. That's the thing. I used to be like, you know, no one ever gets their mind changed by being yelled at. But some people do. Some people really react to people just being mean and nasty to them. And they just get, like, browbeat into, like, getting out of whatever they're into. But I feel like, especially online, that's the easier way to do things, is to just dunk on people. And that's so easy to do to anonymous strangers that that's, like, the only tactic that anyone uses. And so, like, anyone who could be persuaded by being dunked on is already persuaded. The only way you're going to get more people over to your side at this point is to try to be more calm and more empathetic about it. Twitter is doing that, yes. 10 duels in a row with one of my Garnets. How is that possible? It's statistically improbable, but still possible. But yeah, I'm just about done here. There were a couple more questions real quick. Dark Emperor asked how I felt about Cap G. I'm not sure specifically which thing you're talking about, because he's been talking a lot on Twitter. If you could be more specific. And thoughts on... It's the same guy. What MBT said. I think MBT pointed out that, like, his statement on the drama and my statement were essentially the same, just said in different words. But it was funny because he got a lot of shit from people, and I didn't really. I got a couple people, but most of them that were angry at me, I was like, oh, allow me to clarify one thing. And they're like, oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Are you still doing duels? No, I'm at my time. We were just having a little chat at the end of the stream. So sorry if you came in looking for duels at the end here. We've pretty much reached the end of the duels. How Cap dealt with the drama, is he right or wrong? Evening. Love thy enemies. What an appropriate name. I enjoy these chats. Yeah, I guess for those people who didn't keep up with it, who don't keep up with the Twitter drama, I'll go over it real quick because I did make a big thread about it. I think it's interesting. It's a good way to talk about this stuff. Basically, it all started with the Jada drama, which I don't really want to go into, but needless to say, there's a content creator named Jada. She said some pretty awful stuff. Pretty much everyone condemned it. But the thing is, she's trans. And for most people, they're like, you know, whatever. But there's some people in our community, especially on Twitter, especially online or on Facebook or whatever, who are going to look at her and be like, oh, you know, most sane trans person. Or, oh, they're all like this. Or, what do you expect? They're all emotionally unstable. Yada yada, all this bad stuff about it. You're missing Terror King. Oh. Excuse me. Just make sure we add that in there. You're welcome. Yeah, and you know, I think, again, 90% of people realize, like, that's a low blow, that's dumb. based salmon enjoyer. And so then in response to that, you know, I believe it was King Scarlet, who's pretty good. You should check him out. He makes a lot of music in the Yugi tubing realm. He made this thing where he was like, you know, Jada doesn't reflect all trans people in the same way that, you know, he's like, you know, Lord knows that white guys have done a lot of awful stuff in the world, and that doesn't reflect on me. And there's another Yugi tuber who I don't even, he's just some Market Watch guy who I don't want to give attention because he seems like a troll. Because he was like, Yugi tubers out here being racist against white people. He's like, I can't believe you would say that white people have done horrible things. And that's just a whole other thing. Yeah, he made like an 8-minute video about it. He's like, King Scarlet, most racist Yugi tuber. And I'm like, he's clearly using an example, right? He's saying, I'm white people have done bad things, but that doesn't mean all white people are bad. So likewise, Jada's trans, they did a bad thing, that doesn't mean all trans people are bad. I feel like it's very clear and obvious. But, despite a bunch of people trying to explain it to this guy, he just doubled down on it. And, then he started saying mean things about some other Yugi tubers. So, another Yugi tuber named Stevie, who's kind of known as, like, the drama guy, somehow, he just became the drama guy. He decided to look into this character who was saying all these things. And he was like, you know, this guy's got an arrest record for whatever. He started a crypto scam. And he's like an avid Trump supporter, you know. Voted for Trump, wears a Make America Great Again hat. Not the greatest guy. And so a lot of people were like, yeah, we should just ignore this guy. And this is where Mega Capital G finally comes in. Right? Because he's like, hey, what's wrong with voting for Trump? I get how those other things are bad, but voting for Trump doesn't make you a bad person. And that kind of opened the floodgates. Because, you know, on the one hand, Trump tried to overthrow the country, yeah. Someone find a way to clip this entire bit so we can play it to people who are confused. I'm sure it'll get uploaded to YouTube unless it gets taken out by all the copyright bots. Hard to say how loud the music is in the background. But, so here's the thing, right? To the people who disagree with capital G, I understand, right? Because Trump has a long history, not just him, but a lot of his supporters, a lot of the politicians that he supports are very much in the camp of like, you know, gay people shouldn't be married, trans people are groomers, people should not be able to transition, they should not have these rights, you know, women should not have control, like medical control over their bodies. They stand for all these things. And if you're a woman, or gay, or trans, these aren't just like, you know, some high-minded philosophical things. Like, this guy wants to take away your freedoms. And so if you voted for that guy, it's really awkward where we're sitting down to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And being like, oh, hey man, how's it going? Yeah, sorry, I heard that someone's trying to, like, take your rights away, but that same politician's also going to lower the price of gas. And I kind of care more about, saving a couple dollars at the pump, way more than I care about you or your happiness or your life or anything. This whole drama screams first world problems. I don't feel like it does, right? Because that's one of those things. There's a lot of people who feel as though democracy is just choosing a team in a sports game. They think they cast their vote and it doesn't have an impact. And it absolutely does. When you support Trump, you are supporting something that could lead to very real, very bad results for the people around you. But at the same time, most people don't understand that. Most people in America are really ignorant about politics. There's a lot of people who are just like, yeah, you know, I heard Biden had a crime bill in 1994, and I can't vote for someone like that, so I pick Trump. That's I believe when I was talking to CapG, that was his big thing. He was like, you know, Biden passed a crime bill in 1994 that was completely awful, very racist, ended up being responsible for like a third of all black men like serving time or something. Just absolutely dreadful. And he's just like, I cannot forgive him for that. I'm like, I understand why you would be angry, but you seem to be missing a lot of context. Specifically the part about, like, you know, Trump trying to start a coup to take over the country. Yeah, Trump would have done more awful things. I think that's what I said to him. I'm like, you know, I understand if policing is a serious topic to you. And I understand that the Democrats haven't done a good job of that. But have you seen the Republican stance on policing? Because generally, the left is much more about reforming the police. The right is like violently opposed to that. So if you know anything about the broader context of the police in America, you would know that voting for the right is not going to have that result at all. Defunding, if you will, yeah. But I mean, that's the thing. There's a lot of people who never talk about politics, who don't know about any of the broader context, and they base their entire vote on one news story. And that's like the only thing they have, right? They got like one news story, or they talk to one guy that they trust, and that one guy told them some bad things about Biden, and that's it. And I don't think we should be like condemning people or kicking them out of the community or saying they're bad people simply because they did that. If they don't know, like, the solution is to teach them, not to kick them out. Because if you kick them out, if you get them away from all the people that can teach them, you just send them into the arms of the right-wing people who are going to continue to spread those lies. Yeah. And so that was my stance, which a lot of people, and MBT's stance as well. You know, the fact is, it's easy to try to kick people out. It's hard to acknowledge that people are different. People don't know as much as we do, and we have to try to reach not across the aisle, because they're not even on. That's the thing, right? A lot of people are equating this with, like, helping your enemy. They're like, these people are opposed to us. They're on the other team. And it's like, no. Those people, they're only on the team because of, like, one thing. They don't really care about the team. They're barely over there, and we can win them over to our side. And the more people we bring over, the less enemies we have. I wouldn't even say they're brainwashed, because brainwashed implies that they're, like, deep in this, like, information silo, and they're not. Ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah. And so that's why, basically I use that entire thing. I've spent the last weekend just talking with people, because my entire point is, you know, the solution is not to kick people out. The solution is to have conversations about politics. You know, tell Cap G why we're so upset about that idea, and maybe make him understand that, like, this is why people are upset that you voted. Because I'm not sure if you realize it, but there's this broader context of him doing, like, absolutely horrible stuff. Of him very specifically, you know, not to mince words, but Trump is a fascist. He's an authoritarian at the very least. He is pushing things in a way that is trying to take away democracy, trying to lessen it. And if we go down that route, we won't have a choice in the future. And when you say stuff like that, especially on Twitter, it sounds like an exaggeration. There's a lot of people who assume you just love the Democrats and the only reason that you're saying such extreme stuff about Trump is because you're just butthurt, you're just being emotional. Because people exaggerate on Twitter all the time. And so that's been the difficult part of being like, I know that people will call like someone a fascist for not serving them at McDonald's. But when I say that Trump is a fascist, I mean it in a very academic sense. I mean it in like, if you look at what political scientists say fascism is, and you look at the things he's done and compare it to other dictators, he has way more in common with them than any other politician in recent history. My reason of anti-Trump is more wanting to end FTFP. Yeah. Card games are over. Welcome to the real world. Not even see what I came for the Yu-Gi-Oh. Sorry, this is the end. The end of the stream. But again, though, some people will be like, what does this have to do with Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, well, this all started because we were talking about whether people in our community that deal with us, you know, their actions are hurting us. It's political because being trans is political, unfortunately, because politicians are trying to take their rights away. And so if a trans person sits down from you across the table, that you've brought politics into this. When politicians make existing political, then everything becomes political. If you want this to be just Yu-Gi-Oh! And you don't have to work about that, if you don't want to worry about politics in Yu-Gi-Oh!, then you've got to take a stance against the politicians who are trying to make it political to be gay or trans, who are trying to make race an issue. They're dragging politics into this by even restricting people's freedoms in the first place. Being anything is political, yeah. Unfortunately. And that's the thing that that I think a lot of people on the right kind of miss, are people who lean more to the right. Because they seem to, you know, they get told that trans people are political, and so their thing is like, oh, the trans people are bringing all this politics in. And they don't seem to realize that kicking them out isn't a solution, because they still exist. They've existed for as long as time has existed. There's like trans people back in like ancient Rome, or at least very equivalent to it. That it's not going to go away. The best way to do it is to just, you know, incorporate them into the group, and then once they're equal, there's no more fuss about it. The people you need to fight are the people trying to make a difference and divide us over this. The trans people just want to be included. They just want to be with the rest of us. There's not many games when your gun just jams. But anyway, that's my TED Talk. Thanks for coming. I hope you enjoyed. I've been considering actually doing like a stream where we sit down and talk about stuff. Maybe next Sunday we can try, or not that next Sunday. We've got the Patreon hangout on Saturday, so there won't be a Sunday stream.
Oh, you know what happened though?
Let's see, what's Ame doing? Oh, she's playing Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. But she seems over. Oh hey! Even despite this, we are still the #1 Master Duel streamer. Thank you very much. She might play Yu-Gi-Oh! I was just gonna send you off to Miwabell. You want to go see Miwabell? She's nice. She's one of Duologs' favorite, I think. Hell yeah, Miwa. Okay. So yeah, you know, we had a nice little chat. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're more curious about this stuff and you want to talk more, my DMs on Twitter are open. You can ask me questions on Discord. I can't necessarily guarantee I'll answer quickly or fastly, but I'm always up to talk about this stuff if you have questions about it. I've had enough of this motherfucking beeping air conditioner. Mars is just having an entirely different thing. And there's my political channel. You go check out, I have a bunch of videos on a bunch of different topics. If you leave a comment there, I will respond to your comment, because I don't get very many over there. It's pretty small. But if you like this, you could do it. Otherwise, I'll just send you over to someone who's playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And you spend the rest of your night having Yu-Gi-Oh! If this stressed you out or whatever, you did your civic duty for this week, for this day. And you can just spend the rest of the night chilling out. Feel happy that you at least got a little bit, like, informed and talked about some serious stuff. Let's see. Raid Hamiwa Bell. So go check her out. Do some cats in the chat. Be friendly. Be the love that you want to see in this world. And until next time, good luck and have fun. Just have a fun time.